John Caulfield, great to speak to you before the start of the new season. I suppose it's the time of year when everybody's going in with high expectations and feeling optimistic. Do you think we're going to have a culmination of another Dundalk Cork City battle for the title this season?
I don't think so. Obviously, I think everyone hopes it isn't going to be that way. There's going to be a lot more teams involved. Obviously Dundalk are a team to beat. They've kept all their players. Their management team, Vinny Perth and Rory Higgins, obviously John Gill is coming as well. They've been with the club for the last number of years, so it's a smooth transition for them really, and they're the team to beat. For us, we've lost 9 players from last year. We've a lot of new players brought in, so we hope to be very competitive. But obviously, Shamrock Rovers and Stephen's experience, the fact he's there now for his 3rd year, and the players he's brought in, McAniff and Jack Byrne coming back, has given them a team that you expect to challenge. And obviously Derry have invested, St. Pat's have invested. So I think overall everyone in the league would hope that there's going to be 4 or 5 teams competing. But from my point of view, we need to do the best we can out of Cork. But Dundalk are certainly the team to beat.
You mentioned losing players. Is Kieran Sadlier, is he the one that leaves the biggest void, do you think, in your team?
Well, to be honest with you, I suppose if you look at goals, Kieran got in the league last year. He had 16 goals, so from that point of view, he was a very creative player, very good player first. But overall, we've lost Jimmy Cohan, Barry McNamee, Stephen Beattie, Johnny Dunleavy. Lots of experienced lads who have been with the club for a number of years. So it all probably takes its toll from that point of view. So for me, it's just there's been a number of guys that we've lost, and that's just the way it is, and you just get on with it. And we brought a lot of new players in, and they're young and they're enthusiastic and they've trained very hard in pre-season, and they're all talented players, so we're hoping that they'll gel very quickly.
Well, I suppose like somebody like Alan Bennis, his experience, that'll be really important this season when you have so many young players in the squad.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. I think the lads were saying the other day that we've 3 lads over 30, Mark McNulty, Alan Bennett and Graham Cummins. Most of the lads are the age between 19, 23, 24, and so a lot of them are coming through. But certainly we need Alan's experience, not only at match night but even around the ground during the week. And but he's already been like that, and he's a great guy. So we need plenty of that. But we still a lot of talent with the younger lads, and we're just hoping that they can produce on the pitch every week.
You mentioned Graham Cummins there. Can he bang more goals in this year?
Yeah, I suppose that's a challenge. Graham got 14 last year from playing the league. Great return. He obviously was a little bit disappointed. He felt he could have got close to 20, but that's the challenge this year that hopefully he can, because certainly if you have a striker who can get you 20 goals, you're always going to be thereabouts. And the previous year, Shawnee had got 22 and then he left, halfway through the season. Obviously Patrick Hoban got 29 last year. So if you get a striker that's in the 20 goal market, you have a right chance. So that'll be the challenge for Graham. And but we have other lads. Carl Shepherd can play up top, and we've 1 or 2 new players coming in as well. So we'll see. But certainly you need goal scorers to have any chance of the league.
I read an interview you did, I think it was at the Irish Examiner, and you were talking about how hard it is to bring young players through, and that you have to have a bit of patience with them because they will make mistakes. When you look at Turner's Cross and you pack in so many people there for all the home games, is that a bit of a challenge as well? Because it's great having all those numbers there, but when players are making mistakes, that can sometimes generate a nervousness from the stands.
Absolutely, and that's the challenge for us this year, because we have had phenomenal support over the last 5 years. Crowds have been huge, and the expectations have been huge because we've been always challenging. And that is the challenge to the supporters, challenge to the management, to give the young players time, because they will make mistakes, but they have talent. But I suppose early indications, we played Dundalk in the President's Cup last Saturday. First half Dundalk were really good, and they were 2-0 up. Second half we played really well, got back to 2-1. Possibly could have drawn the match, but I think our supporters, 3,000 on the day, saw that there was a lot of talent in the team. So we just need to be patient. That's just the way it is. But plus the fact that the younger players have to understand they have to handle Cork, they have to handle the big crowds, and I always say that when players come down to Cork, and for me being there for so long, there is huge pressure, and you have to be able to handle that, and that's the difference between whether you can make it as a top player and win trophies or you can't, and that's always the challenge.
St Patrick's Athletic away first. I know maybe a couple of years ago Cork seemed to struggle against the Dublin sides, but not last year. You did really well. But again, St. Pat's are a bit of a dark horse, and they've signed some really good players. So perhaps not the most ideal fixture to start off with.
Absolutely not. And Harry Kenny's after taking charge, and Harry has done really well in our league. Did really well with Bray before the financial restrictions came upon them a couple of years ago. He had them up to third, but he signed really well. Obviously, Mickey Drennan, Gary Shaw, Chris Forrester coming back home. In the middle of the park, they signed Rees McCabe. Conor Clifford has gone. So you look around their team, they have invested really, really well. So a real outside chance of challenging for the league. Harry won't like me to say that, but certainly with the talent they have. So it's a really tough opener for us. But at the same time, all I can do is prepare our own team, and we know it's going to be very difficult. At the same time, if we play to form, you have a chance. If you don't, you won't. But certainly St. Pat's will be very, very competitive this year, and if they start the season well and get momentum, they could certainly challenge for the league.
John, thanks for your time and best of luck this year.
Thanks very much.